it to us when you get it. I've had a chance to review it. You guys have had a chance to review it. There's deadlines, so we don't keep having to kick the can down the road, so to speak. It's just a more efficient process.
So you could keep on file one of these for a contract that is existing year in and year out. You fill it out one time, and you don't need this filled out every time. This would be more for something new, correct? Like give me an example. Like what would be
Not even like that sprinkler contract. That would have been, helpful to have that a little bit ahead of time for better discussion, more meaningful discussion.
But I think it does say even renewal. I mean, so it still has to come before here as a renewal.
I don't have, I could see where this is beneficial. I might want to maybe change a few things on it. I mean, would you have an issue with it?
No, it was just initial presentation to you guys.
Yeah. No, and I get it. You email me the last several months. You've been emailing me, asking me what things are, and sometimes I don't even know because Becky just found out 2 days prior. But in those situations, though, I don't necessarily think that we expect you to have full knowledge of it. I think this board fully understands that, if it's something brand new. But it does say it's 2 weeks old, then it does have some, you were given this, Michael, why do you have no knowledge on it, I guess, or background? So maybe we can add it to the next agenda and tweak it a little bit, see what might fit for everybody. Yep, sir.
I agree that it's a little lengthy for most people, but I definitely think it's a checks and balances thing where if a department head or whoever, sheriff's department, whoever has a contract and they don't have Michael look at it, then they're liable to a point. Or if they have a contract and they fill out the form and they send it to Michael, they have proof that they sent it to Michael. It's a checks and balances to where, if something goes wrong with it, then I guess we know who's responsible. Honestly, there's warranties and there's wording and there's all those things that frankly it seems like we sometimes they slip through the cracks. And yes, it's tedious. Yes, it's more work, but in the long run, is it worth it? If something goes wrong, it probably is. Look at our elevator. I mean, there's things that if we were a little bit more diligent about and we allow Michael to help us on that by making sure we get that stuff to him and he makes sure that everybody has the right information, it's a good thing.
That elevator might be a little bit different, but I understand your thinking. I mean, they gave us allegedly the wrong part, so, but we did have a contract with them to do service our elevator. But the issue, I guess, is how deep into the woods do you go? But I'm okay with looking at it at the next meeting if we all have an opportunity to look it over. So like this first part here, Michael, or the second part, is that just kind of an understanding for each department head or whoever of this is, but this would be the actual thing that would be filled out?
Yeah, that's how I understand it.
Pleasure of the board, I guess.
I'd like to make a motion to put this on our next agenda for further discussion, possibly making some changes to the form to make it easier and more effective for the county.
Second.
Second.
Discussion.
have to go through the Administrative Procedures Act?
This is not necessarily rulemaking, I think it's just a policy, just to streamline our contract review for the county.
Well, for one reason, I don't understand the last paragraph, and that's why I think why wouldn't it go through that agency? I mean, you're telling somebody that, you're making somebody saying, I am employed at will, and this policy does not modify. What's that got to do with the person? I mean, we're having a contract. What's the purpose of that? If you sign this, all of a sudden you're doing this waiver thing, and I don't quite understand. Should it go? I mean, to me, it is a rulemaking. It's a rule, and it should go through the Procedures Act. This, not so much. This one I don't feel is.
Any other discussion? Thank you, Marty. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah. We're a little behind, Roger, sorry. 20 minutes. Morning, Jim.
Well, we kind of have to, we'll open it for temporary culvert and see if for the minute, so we can that passes.
With all due respect, Jimmy, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, that's good to have our temporary culvert in on Green Mountain for the winter.
Thank you.
We do have traffic through there, we're getting some gravel on it today. Me and Mike are still working with engineering associates to try to come up with something we'll all be happy with. I did discuss with Mr. Rathbun, retainer provision in it. I felt like trying to find 10 hours of work for them every month was going to be a waste of their time and our money. So they did agree to remove that. So it would be just an agreement for engineering services on an as-needed basis. And we would just be billed for time and maintenance. I finally got some gravel trucks moving. We've been doing some gravel on Beaver Creek and Skull Creek. We tried to do a little bit in that Upton area. And I had laid out there resign. So.
Which one?
Yeah.
Got any thoughts or anybody that?
Yeah, I do. I could maybe kind of shift some things around down there. I've got some ideas, so.
Maybe you a little more field time for a while?
Especially when we have a winter.
Yeah.
I know some of our roads probably aren't gonna get lighted this fall, but a lot of them aren't too bad. So I think people probably rather live with some washboards and see our gravel trucks moving. Thoughts anyway.
Painted Hills Road. Where are we at on that?
We haven't talked in a second, have we?
Well, I think we found what we need for a survey when they plotted that road. It went off of an actual survey, field notes from a survey. So I can't find the actual survey that was signed off by the board, but it said, that was all plotted off of the survey. So it's somewhere. And we haven't used it from the state. So I think we're in the same situation as we're in the Barton Road. I think it's just lacks a resolution.
So maybe that's something we could get on the forefront of getting that road resolved.
You you guys be comfortable with me go ahead and graveling that school section before we're able to do that before we do the resolution? Because we're maintaining it anyway. And it gets a sloppy mess and everything.
How much is it? About a mile?
Yes, I think right out of mine.
Is it that real bad?
When it's wet, it is.
I'm of the opinion that, I guess, we've been doing it already, so.
We're always gonna start freezing. I think it's gonna be like, I guess whatever you guys prefer.
If you think, Michael, if you think we can have that resolution prepared and ready for the next meeting,
I think we could.
what do you think, Marty?
Got all the easements.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the deal, is the survey of easements, plat, got the plat, and
So,
then a resolution.
did you see the letter from the state of Wyoming about, we got 5 years to come up with all easements for all county roads in the entire county?
Yeah, they did send some different.
Who's gonna do that?
Well, I think the rest they sent, they were really lacking a few.
Oh, really?
I think they were good on a lot of them.
So with that list, can we then start developing our need to finalize a few of the other roads that might need?
I suppose.
That's missing a resolution or whatever
Right.
it is. Okay,
Mr. Chairman, some may be missing surveys.
yeah. I agree.
And also, Mr. Chairman, you have roads that have moved. They wouldn't be in compliance anymore.
I don't know what to do about
Survey.
that section of the road.
Sure.
Do anybody have any idea where those sections of roads might be?
There's quite a few of them, and I think Jimmy probably knows most of them.
Start developing a list, I guess. And we're gonna find the money to do it.
If it's requirement, we have 5 years, then we will find a way to do it, because what's going to happen, Mr. Chairman, is there will be no state fuel tax going on those roads.
Yeah.
I guess everybody's aware, they did just get started on our new county road fund manual. It's supposed to be completed this year. They're finally working on it. So it is in progress.
Yeah.
Let me reemphasize the layers of bureaucracy.
Yeah. There's a thank you letter right there, Jimmy, that you might want to hang up in your office.
That's always nice.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything for Jim, or you got anything else, Jim?
I don't,
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get that other road, that Painted Hill's done. If you can find something that we can move forward on another road soon, let's do what we can.
Jim, do you have time Friday to, New Year Friday?
I can make time.
Yeah, okay.
That's
With
better.
Brooke, I guess.
Question for you, Jim.
That blade operator position, are you gonna start advertising that right away, or?
Well, I don't know, but I may be able to fill it in-house.
Okay. I need to advertise for a position to replace it with whatever.
Yes, Marty.
Don't forget that we could do this rep too. I mean, we could do it as a rep. And we wouldn't be doing piecemealing things. So if you could find a section that we could rip, that's the way we should be doing this.
I think it's something we need to do. It could be a good idea.
I mean, because that involves a lot less, and when state law allows it to be happening, then we can do it. And so we should, I mean, that establishes county roads, we still have to have easements, I understand that. But that would mean one resolution and not having to piecemeal 535 miles.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, and it'd be a good time to start.
Right, and then we get the notification out, we'd have the public input, and we would have checked marked all those boxes we had and do it.
In addition to the weekly printed version of the newsletter journal, we also promote our community and share important information on our award-winning website, newslj.com, and in our weekly email newsletter, Nuke Now. We also connect with readers through various social media platforms and invite you to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can even take a look at a recent meeting of the City Council, School Board, or County Commission on our YouTube channel. We do hope that you will go to newslj.com and subscribe today, and we look forward to making all of our great content available to you. But regardless of your level of support, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for doing your part to preserve a free and independent local press.
So if you could find a section that we could rip, that's the way we should be doing this.
I think it's something we need to do. It could be a good idea.
I mean, because that involves a lot less, and when state law allows it to be happening, then we can do it. And so we should, I mean, that establishes county roads, we still have to have easements, I understand that. But that would mean one resolution and not having to piecemeal 535 miles.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, and it'd be a good time to start.
Right, and then we get the notification out, we'd have the public input, and we would have checked marked all those boxes we had and do it. Because I think somehow we're kind of circumventing a public process here. And I think that's the way we can do what we're supposed to be doing.
Is there something I need to do to start that, or does that come from you guys?
You guys could set up the RIP. You know, if you knew of a section that you knew you could cover, Michael could do the descriptions of what we're trying to RIP, and then put a public hearing out, and we have that covered.
Are there requirements as far as what we have to have on a committee, or I'm not real familiar with it?
I think probably we developed a committee because it was just easier for the research purposes. So I would go look at the statute again and see where it is, and if you need to have a committee, we can handle that.
Okay.
Wasn't Brooke working with the old attorney when she was working at Road and
Right,
Bridge
Fran was
on
there.
that stuff?
Mhm.
So she might even have some.
I think the statute does have some requirements on. It's been a second. We were looking at that one day. But
I think she's got a file on it down in the cabinet. I could pull it up and see.
Well, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
that's a more comfortable way in my opinion,
Yeah, we're not jumping all.
because we're not jumping all over, we're not trying to derail the public's input on this. And then we have our ducks in a row.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
just a point of clarification, what is a RIP?
Road identification program.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Anything else for Jim? Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jim. Yep, see ya.
See ya.
All right, hang on.
Jason. Back on that.
Almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute, Jason.
Hello.
Where's our little way? Thank you.
Where would we like to start?
You start wherever
Just
you want.
immerse yourself and we'll try to dig you back out.
Okay. I don't know, do we want to touch on the credit card thing real quick? Or do we?
Is it the receipts?
Yeah.
You have them all?
I do not have those
Okay.
today. That's why I did that letter. You know, typically we've done that in the past, but I've done the letter and submitted that. I do have something in place to hopefully alleviate that problem, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's what our issue is. So at the state level and at the federal level, they have a process of doing that. And if you do not have the receipt, you pay for it. End of subject. There's no except, there's nothing.
Okay.
So, they have kind of a computer program, but nonetheless, what could happen, and I spoke with the auditor about it, is you could, disqualify certain grants.
Okay.
We don't wanna put it over a $4.32 receipt of come out of pocket. We don't wanna ever jeopardize a grant.
I would not disagree.
And they said on federal grants, it's really important to grants have them. So states them the same way. And I also had a state employee come right up to me and said, that's just the way it is. You don't come up with that receipt, you pay for it. And so that's where we're at on this. We paid that one because that's still underneath this policy.
Okay.
We are going to have a discussion of how this policy will change.
Like I said, I do have something in place to hopefully alleviate that from.
We do too.
So, well,
We should have a conversation.
we should have no issues.
Yeah, we should have a conversation.
So originally, I was, going to talk to you guys to let you know that, I was gonna need to take 5,000 out of the Board of Prisoners to upgrade the, programming on our fingerprint machine. So back in the day, the state and DCI got a grant and they got, all the counties the fingerprint machine. And with that, they paid maintenance fees, all that. I received a letter from the state saying they are no longer doing that. It's gonna be up to each county to purchase the maintenance agreements. I got a quote on that, which was around 5,000. Then shortly after that, I got another email stating our fingerprint machine is at its end of life. And the quote, I think you got it. If not, I have a copy here.
I gave them each a copy.
At $41,000 now. So I guess I'm just kind of, I don't know, take it out of the Board of Prisoners and come see you in March. I don't know. I'm just letting you know that we have to replace the fingerprint machine.
They say end of life, does that mean it's absolutely no good as of today?
So we have so the maintenance portion of it, we have till 2026 is when the state said it will no longer send any information unless you upgrade your system. Well,
That upgrades the 42,000.
the upgrade was gonna be the 5,000 that I was originally gonna talk to you guys about. But then the fingerprint machine, IDEMIA, sent me a letter saying that our machine is at its end of life and it won't even take the upgrades. So we will have to essentially get a new machine.
Are we required to have the machine?
Everything through that runs through DCI.
So we're required to spend $41,000 for this fingerprint machine. That we didn't really have a choice in. So we gotta replace it now? I'd rather hire a person for $41,000 to take fingerprints.
Well, so this machine also, it assesses the fingerprints if they're good or not at that portion of it, sends it to the state electronically. So DCI gets those immediately, so if there's a problem, we get a response on that. I almost kind of a little susceptible, suspicious of why the state says they're not going to do that, probably because they knew that all these machines were coming towards their end of their life. And put them back to the state, but that, I think they kind of did a big push to get everybody to an electronic format and send them to the state electronically.
So you're good until,
I'd have to look, I tried to find that email before I came, there was a specific date that they did say in 26 that Cheyenne will no longer be able to receive any of the information from those machines.
we won't be the only county pushing back.
Yeah.
23 counties.
I mean, you get a couple that'll go,
I think Casper ended up they bought their own before the state handed out all the machines. So they bypassed that. And then that's where all these conversations started, was they received notice that they needed to update the system come 26. And that's when I got a letter, and I think Sheridan got a letter saying, yes, you need to update your maintenance agreement. So, but yes, all the counties have these machines. Yes.
It's the same machine we have.
Yes. Yeah, because like I said, the state DCI bought, I'm sure got some big deal out of it, so. So 23 counties are receiving this information at the same time.
just a data question. How many fingerprints do you send? Sets of fingerprints. Don't do the 10 times.
Well, you figure, I mean, if we average 130 inmates, so 130 plus civilians that we do for the public.
Well, you get paid back for that. You pay DCI for that.
I don't think it covers the cost of anything. I mean, I think we charge $5 for the prints. When you think the printer drum is $4,000 to replace that. So, and I just did that 2 years ago. So.
That's a expensive piece of equipment. Everything that we seem to operate is expensive, specialized equipment.
Can you forward that email on to us, maybe? Just so we can see them?
Yeah.
So we got a little time to figure this out.
Well,
Right.
Mr. Chairman, we also have a budget session for the legislature. Maybe we can ask them to kick it in again.
There you go.
Camaraderie, all the counties kind of united with all the sheriff's departments, saying, hey, you guys wanted us to do this, help us replace the equipment you mandated.
Well, and I don't know how many of the counties, their machines are where ours are at. I know, like I said, Sheridan, they just have to upgrade their maintenance agreement. Now, how long after they do that, how long their machine is still good for, I can't answer. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about sobriety funds.
Yeah.
I thought you weren't gonna put the word funds in there. I thought, okay, whatever.
So this resolution here is the first two payments of the sobriety fund.
You can make just the one.
There were 2 months, but I sent them as one, yeah. And then from there on out, it'll be monthly. So I didn't know if we needed to do a resolution every time, or if we did a resolution. I don't know how that
Clean it
works.
up. Yeah. Go ahead, Maria.
So the reason I set aside the resolution, because I think we did you a disfavor last time. I think, do you have to answer that?
No.
Okay. Because I understand. I think we did you a disfavor, and we should have put money in that, because those should come back in as accepted collections by this board, and so that you shouldn't have a what's the word I want? A gap in what's due and what's coming in. And I think you ran into a gap. So you had to pay something, but this board didn't put it in your account, so the account didn't show. So what I would like to see us do, put a minimum in there. That's the only thing you use it for. That money goes back in there and you use it, but we covered the expenses, and then you, with the collections, bring it back in. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then you don't have that weird gap. You're not playing this little game of us always having a budget. We'll have a budget adjustment when you bring in collections, but it wouldn't be a budget adjustment, it'd be a collection.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? That's how I see it coming in, and that you would just put it part of the collections that you had XYZ. And so that we could just have a line item and not play this game all the time, because you're gonna play a gap thing.
Well, the only issue I see is, so right now, we just have one individual on the program, and he's due to be terminated from that program shortly. So it may be 4 months before I get anybody, so
Well, Mr. Chairman,
I just don't want to.
it happens all the time in line items like that.
Okay,
If it doesn't get spent, it rolls over.
okay,
We either roll over when you come back in your budget, or we wipe it out and start over.
Okay.
Do you see?
Okay.
But what I'm trying to do is, what I'm asking this board to have happen is that we don't have that delay for you. That you don't wonder why we're not accepting this in. Send it in as a collection, part of your collection issue, and we'll take it off as we go. Do you understand what I'm
Okay,
saying? Then you're not worrying about it.
Okay.
So,
What do you, I know we've been through this for, in a year, what did that look like over the course of a normal year, do you remember?
we haven't even.
just started it.
Yeah, I
Brand new.
think March, I think officially we started in March.
Right, and you asked for the line item in August. I went back to the tape and he asked for the line item in August.
I thought when you did it, I thought we just did it.
No, we asked in August. I went
Yeah,
back.
we started,
August.
yeah, we got with the courts in March to officially get all this stuff. And then I think it was August when we got our first participant. And then that's where that kicked off, is okay, now I gotta start sending the money to Cheyenne and all that. So that all started in August. So August was our first participant, but we started the program in March, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you signed it in like in November or December.
So, 1,000, 2,000?
$1,000, I think.
$1,000?
That would
It'd be
be,
5% participants, wouldn't it?
that would be plenty to cover,
That's what I'd like to
yeah,
see.
so.
If you got what I was. So, Mr. Chairman, I would like to see the resolution 2025-26 be amended to say that we would move into that line item $1,000. Then I would ask that the 211 be used as a collection on the sheriff's
And
report.
then I just do the same thing for them and Becky, so
Yeah.
that you guys on your end can do.
The new store. This is the one-stop shop. We have a pharmacy. We have a bootlegger's liquor. The deli, the food that you can get at a lunchtime is so amazing. The coffee shop. Certain Friday mornings, there's 30 people sitting here in all these chairs. This is the hub for people to come and visit, have their coffee, have their donuts. It's amazing what this area has done. Totally amazing.
So,
Second.
Oh, see, I made a motion, did you like that?
so $1,000 would go into which line item?
The one stated on that,
Said once in that
The
resolution.
law enforcement sobriety program.
correct.
By additionally adding $1,000 to the aforementioned line item.
There's nothing in it now.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So we just would add $1,000. The 211 would go to collections and go back.
So that's what I'm trying to do here. How do we amend this that's in front of me, short of recreating it?
I'll just go and do it and you guys can sign it off.
Okay. All right, that would work for me.
If you're having a sidebar, let us know. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's his job to tell you.
Sorry.
No, yeah.
So, because you're saying you're gonna put 1,000 in there, and then if you spend something out there, but that will continue to increase over that 1,000 eventually, because it will always be getting, as long as there's participants, it will always go over that. So at some point, it will get above that 1,000, and it will keep accumulating. So just wanna
Yeah, because we have 2 more payments
Yeah.
that came in that
Good.
we're waiting to do.
Because I just want to make sure that, because that has to stay for that.
Well, and I'll just make sure to keep my balance, if it's more than what I have coming in, I'll make sure to get with you guys and say, hey, you have 1,000, but should have 1,500 total coming in, and we can have this. But I really don't, yeah, I think 2 more, and like I said, I'll be losing our last guy at some point. So, and then it could be a month, it could be 6 months before I get.
How much is over there right now that they said was coming?
It was the 2 something, and then I think it was another 100 and some, 2 something again. And then this afternoon when I'm done here, I will do last month's and send that off. So you figure,
If, I mean, if the 1,000 is enough, well, next budget time around, we can readjust it and.
Absolutely. You only have 6 months.
I was gonna say, I think 1,000's enough, but I just want to make sure that, you
Yeah.
know, that it's.
If more guys get into the program, we're gonna have some more in there.
It's every year, if it's not spent, it's gonna increase.
Yeah.
And what that has at the end of the year, and the start of the year, through the budget type portion, it's going to increase.
And I think we understand that, and so what,
I just want to make sure that it won't get like knocked down to 1,000 at every budget cycle start. I just want to make sure.
and I think that's part of the discussion that you have and say, we've been this fortunate to have 5. It's gonna be this amount, or
Yeah.
we're anticipating something, that you can bring that up, and that, once again, as I used earlier today, that's your salesmanship.
So I just,
Fully understand.
she's got it. She's got it for the both of us.
For all of us.
I mean, I'm just trying to simplify this.
No, but like I said, yeah, but like I said, we just want to be clear too that
I hope, that's a 2-sided sword there.
it is.
I don't want the program, but I'm glad the program's there.
Anything else for discussion? So are you clear on what you're recreating? Okay. All those in favor of the motion on the floor to increase the resolution to an additional $1,000 already be put in there?
Just
$8,000, yes.
just 8,000.
That's what I said, yeah. Have $1,000 put into law enforcement 24/7 sobriety program. And that's it, right? Yeah. Please say aye. Opposed? All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I don't think we did approve his voucher, did we?
we didn't.
No, and that's why I told Commissioner Todd, our Chairman Todd,
So-
that
Oh,
his
I
was not
apologize.
approved.
I apologize, it was not approved.
There were
So-
2 not approved and his was not.
So we certainly could bring that back up to approval. Let's have that discussion.
Right now? Can we see your stuff again, Dave? Here.
This is what Todd we had.
Just gonna get this intros.
Yes.
Okay.
The letter and
There's the statement and the letter, something like that.
I don't know enough to do the whole thing.
I know, that was funny watching you.
I don't know enough speaking.
I think it was that obvious.
do your one eye.
Yeah.
He does that and right at this number.
Sometimes I'll sit at his desk with half of them on, half of them.
I have to tell you, it doesn't get any better, buddy.
He usually puts them up here too.
A lot of times you're gonna be doing that. There's the spot right there. Now, if we can get the piece of paper right there, that'd
I'm
be
the only
great.
guy that takes off his glasses.
I got
those people that can do this. Are you one of those people that can do this? Put it right there.
It's the same letter with the voucher.
Yeah, the VA gave me, I'm supposed to have.
You deserve it. The VA,
Yeah.
then you deserve it. You should go get it.
I don't know, you know,
You deserve it.
the ones they gave me were about 300 pounds and it hurt my head, so. I just chose.
Well, maybe
to
you don't
do- I
deserve
just
that.
chose to do single vision and I'll just do this all the
You
time.
need to get the ones that break apart.
That's
And then you
not,
can-
that's not on their approved, their approved
And then you can
frames.
throw
One
on
with the
your
dial.
back.
I have a pair of dial. Sit there and do this.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I guess, as long as, I mean, we've discussed it already with you and you understand the importance and it gives us heartburn to have to pay that because I think we're gonna be changing that. Because it's just not just you. We're not picking
Well,
on
she
just
says
you.
it's, you know, it's more than just federally, so I understand.
You have something, Marty, you just.
Well, I kind of did, and I think in part of the discussion that we have, and you're welcome to step in and have it, because there's a per diem, and we haven't seen a per diem come across this table yet. And if we have that conversation, that'd be a wonderful conversation to have, or we are contemplating throwing it out. Because I think there's a different connotation of what the per diem was. So we'll have that discussion. But if you understand what the other part is, we gotta have.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, because it was under the one policy, I don't know what you want to do.
I'm just reading the policy here and I don't see where. Does it say anywhere that the person is then responsible in this current policy?
Mr. Chairman, no, it doesn't, and that's why I asked to have this discussion so that we could put it on.
So, yeah, so I'm in favor of paying for the
That's what,
voucher. We need to fix this, probably.
correct, so that's what I'm asking, is because it fell under the other policy.
Mhm.
And we're running into interesting things, and I think it's only fair that if he was under the one policy, it should be paid for. Understanding that it says right here, you're supposed to have the invoice. But, I mean, we can browbeat this to death, but now you know.
I'm okay being the reason for policy.
Get out of jail free card.
Careful on handing those out.
Yeah, so do we want to do a motion to approve?
Yeah, what's our other one? Oh, I know what the other one, yeah. Mhm. No, we're moving that one. You may have the, no, it's not you.
Oh, I know.
It doesn't have an warrant
You just
number on
put
it?
your hands up.
And I don't know if that's in, I don't know if that's in there or not.
Is it right?
I have it, it's 74512.
I don't know if that's in there also.
I didn't write down which one it was.
I did, well, it's one or the other, so we don't look, hold on.
Did you have an amount associated with either of them?
No.
Yeah. Thanks.
Did you need the dollar amount for this?
No, it's on the,
It's on the voucher, because it's a.
we just need
Oh,
the warrant number.
Oh, yeah.
I just gotta get those pocket guns that are about this big.
Armless chairs.
Armless chairs.
Bigger chairs.
Bigger
armless
chairs.
Just
Armless
armless,
chairs.
Armless chair.
armless chairs.
That thing that's.
Just cut them right off. It's a great idea.
A couch, it's gonna couch.
74512.
74512.
74512.
Yeah.
Move to approve.
Second.
Properly seconded. Any discussion? I think we beat it to death. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judy.
Thank you. Well, I would surely like your help in Cheyenne for that too, so push it from your guys' end.
Oh, yeah, that won't be a problem. I'll be dropping an email like no tomorrow. You betcha.
Thanks, Dan.
Here, thank you guys.
See you guys.
Very snobby on.
Roger, you're up. Sorry for the delay.
Have you been?
Good.
Been a while since I've been here, but
Yeah.
I think, as I said the last time, we're gonna start doing modifications. Wasn't a lot to tell you. We're still doing modifications and that sort of thing, but there's a little more happening now. We're pretty much winding down, completing the modifications that we did. We did, in fact, more than we expected. We did the updates that were at the same time. We're still on track to do the commissioning in the end of the year and then start production the first of the year. So that's where we're at with that. And that's all going very well. We did a lot more, like I said, than we expected to do. We found some other things we wanted to change and more like things that made more sense than what the original engineer's drawings were, to be honest with you. And so we took advantage of the fact that we were in the process to go ahead and correct some of those things. So we're looking forward now to start production the first of the year.
Process and order.
Process.
Cool.
We also, and there'll be some press releases coming out in a few days, but we're also, we've been working on preliminary work for re-permitting the mine. And we got the approval from the board to go ahead and start the permitting process for the mine, so. Along with the other process or permitting we're looking at on the big plant, so. There's a lot going on right now. And I know everybody has rare earths, and we've talked about that before, but nobody can process it. That's California, they can take it so far, and then they have shipped to China. So we'll be the only ones. We're gonna process for other companies to mainly help them determine what kind of qualities that they have and prove up on what they've done. But the processing is gonna be the big thing. We got a lot of support from the feds, obviously, on that. So that's kind of where we're at. I wanted to come and just update you. I was gonna come a couple of weeks ago, and I got caught up in a funeral of it. I wasn't expecting we should never water, but so I will probably be coming in at least in a month if there's room on the agenda, just to keep you up to speed, up to date on where we're at and what we're doing. At this point, we've got about $70 million in that plant. And that plant will, as I've said before, that plant will continue to run. Even after we build the weed plant, it will still continue to run. And we're looking at different options about what we might do there and how we might run that, or whether we focus strictly on defense things there, or what we do. Well, there's a lot of things that have to be determined about what we do, but that plant will not shut down.
That'd be good.
So.
That's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It really is.
We hired, I think we hired 4 more people about months ago, and then we're in the process of what's going on now. And down to the process itself, which is the computer stuff. So we got a room full of Germans over there that are, because they actually designed the computer program and process it originally, so it's interesting.
Mr. Chairman. So there was a while back, a conversation that we kind of had considering security. So I know you can't tell us stuff, but is there I mean, there has to be a thought process, but we as a county, should we be involved in somehow of the security, the homeland security, everything, so that we have some idea of what exactly is coming down the pike?
You're in it for the fun?
Yeah, I love folklore and storytelling, and for me, Halloween is we celebrate it. We do the costumes, and I love to watch horror movies and eat garbage, and I don't, my kids' candy. But I've heard it said that sometimes horror movies, ghosts, monsters are really just metaphors for the other things we're really afraid of but can't address directly. Maybe it's healthy to get this out of our system. As a kid, if I heard a bump in the night, I'd be terrified. As an adult, if I hear a bump in the night, I'm terrified. It's the furnace and I have to pay for it. It's just maybe it was fun sometimes to be afraid of things that in most cases couldn't really hurt you, instead of worrying about debt or child abduction or, cancer or something that really is a threat. It's fun to be afraid of things that can't really hurt you.
So there was a while back a conversation that we kind of had considering security. So I know you can't tell us stuff, but is there there has to be a thought process, but we as a county, should we be involved in somehow of the security, the homeland security, everything, so that we have some idea of what exactly is coming down the pike?
I don't know that I totally have an answer for you. Security-wise, we have our own security now, as far as, the double fence and the building. If you try to get in there, it's secure. And lots of alarms and one thing and another. And that's just because our process, we're so far along with what we've done. We don't allow pictures in there anymore. Even if we do, like we took the governor in, we didn't let his staff photographer take any pictures or that kind of stuff. It's just too far along for that. And then, but the real thing that needs the tightest security is the process, the program, and how that works. Because when we run, even from our mine, which is a very rich mine, we have different levels and qualities of ore. And as that runs through the system, that system will adjust in milliseconds to the quality. And if it's heavy in neodymium, say, it adjusts to that. And it processes accordingly as it goes through the system. So that's the real most important security issue. And that is a very secure system. It's a closed system, obviously. And it's not out there anywhere. And so beyond that, who knows? I know that what you can do, we had drones flying over that sort of thing, and they can't see anything. They can see an aerial view, but that doesn't give them anything. So security is going to be obviously get tighter, and it's always going to be an issue for us. We're always going to be protecting what we've got. So I don't know. As we get closer, as we get more toward processing, I can keep you up to speed on what kind of security things we have and do to a degree. I'm sure we're never going to tell everybody everything we've got, but it's pretty secure now. So, and the guy that's going to run the plant, we've actually moved modular home in there, and he lives right there. So anything happens anywhere around there, he gets all kinds of notification, and so that was part of what we set up when we did that. We also did that because we couldn't find a place for him to live. You know, and that's tight. And that's still, you know, that's still part of what we're looking at. We look at, I went to the business alliance meetings they had in all the counties, and that's state of Wyoming did, and I think I came up in every county is manpower and housing. And that was the question we got, and it's still the same. You know, our manpower is going to come out of here, Sundance, Upton, Moorcroft, Spearfish, even Gillette. And housing, you know, it's just, hopefully as we begin our business and we begin expansions, we're gonna see developers start to do something there. And I got a call last week from one, you know, that has some potential, but, you know, I was asking those meetings, you know, why don't you guys do something? You know, do a development or do a main campus, it's not our business. It's not what we do. We're never gonna do that. So I want to take that off the table with them, so they know it's not what we do. We're never gonna put the money into building houses. We put a lot of money into what we're doing, so we want to get to the point where we're starting to make a little money now. So I think that there's some potential for some increased housing, but I also think and believe that until we start processing and there's a little more of a comfort, nobody's going to go out and invest the money in doing that. And you know, blame them, you know. You want to be sure that you're going to go build a bunch of houses, there's going to be something there long term. So, and we know we will, but we're not. Like I say, it's not our business to build houses. It's not their business to speculate until they're sure. So we understand that. But we're excited about where we're at right now, and we're looking forward to getting going finally. Glad that as we got into our modifications and our upgrades, we're glad that after we ran our initial tests, that we backed off and said, we gotta change some things. And so it was a good move, even though it's a delay. So now it's, you know, now it's time to get going. We're ready.
Yeah.
So that's what I got for you at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good questions for us?
For you, Roger. What, and I know you're limited on probably what you can expose, but I'm interested if the processing is the key to rare earth. At what state is the rare earth in when it's going to be leaving our processing plant?
What's going to be?
Because we're processing it, correct?
Right.
So when the rare earth leaves our plant, what state is that in?
We'll be able to, there's 17 rare earth elements. We'll be able to process every single one of them. And it'll be ready to go as a product to the companies that do magnets, the companies that use it for pharmaceuticals and all the other different things. The elements that they need will be processed. They will be ready. But like the neodymium and praseodymium and the things that go into rare earth magnets, it goes to an alloy company, and there it's blended with an alloy so that it's something other than powder, you know, and it can become a magnet. And then from there, it goes to the magnetic motor companies or computer companies or whatever, the people that use it for chips, all the different things that they use rare earth magnets for. It'll go from us to an alloy company to a magnet company. Same thing with pharmaceutical grade stuff, it'll go straight to a pharmaceutical company.
Is that in a powder form then?
Yes. Yeah. If you look online, on even our new website, we still have those pictures on there of the different, it shows different patterns, different colors. So that's, and what we talked about for our expansion is a complex. We're already talking to some, an alloy company, two magnetic motor companies that want to be right here. So that's what we'd like to see. But if that doesn't happen, it's not hard for us to ship it somewhere. But we have a lot going for it because of the railroad and everything else up there.
That goes back to security again.
What's that?
That goes back to security again. So, it has an intrinsic value, and it gets more valuable as the steps go down, I realize that, but somewhere along the line, somebody would like to have that, I would imagine. So there's just a security element here that I just want to feel comfortable about with the railroad, with the roads. I know raw rock, not many of us can even look at it or get out what you're getting out of it. So it's just a rock to us. But somebody wants those rare earths. Besides DOD.
Everybody wants them.
That's what I'm saying. And so, even nefarious people would like to have those in some. So I just so our little county isn't always surprised by something that might happen. We never expected to have a bomb threat either. So, we just don't do that here.
Well, but
it's going to happen.
I understand what you're saying. And it's possible even here.
Oh, we just experienced. So yeah.
I guess I can find more out. I don't know everything. I guess I'm comfortable in the fact that 73% of our company is owned by General Atomics. And their business, strictly armaments, defense, those kinds of things. They're the largest defense contractor in the world. And
I think that just helped me right there.
And they know security.
Right, so that helps me.
And they're used to dealing with issues. And so I guess I just am comfortable in the fact that they're gonna have it taken care of. And probably have it taken care of better than even I know or we know. Because they're not, they're not like some of these other companies who find a little bit of stuff and they're throwing parties and they don't talk. They're very closed mouth. And, I keep hearing, geez, if they just tell us a little more, the stock wouldn't be such a roller coaster. I said, well, I'm pretty sure they're never going to get better at that. Because they still have seats on the board and they still have some control there. And they're used to keeping things pretty close to the vest. And I think that's probably the way they'll operate.
I guess on a positive note about the possibility of other companies coming in and feeding off, being close to you, needing your product to make their product. I would hope that if things get going that direction and get really positive, that we as a county and the city of Upton can be involved in economic development type things, and where our money's tight, but the possibility of expanding our workforce and getting more taxes in, so we're not so poor, would be wonderful. So I hope that you keep that in mind. That I'm sure that we would be more than willing to.
Well, that's
do
part of
what we
my
can.
job, keep getting the speed on where we're at, and where we're going, and what our plans are, and keep everybody informed so that, it benefits us too to make sure that the development happens as close to where we're operating as possible, because it's just better for us if you deal with the local workforce. And even if it's, we may start out with a workforce that comes from a lot of different areas, but typically what happens is you start seeing the development happen close, because even though we're all used to driving, nobody likes to drive to and from work a long ways. So, we just, like everything else that's happened, we'll have to see how it develops. But if you look at historically, just like the coal mines, they started with stealing oil field workers and everybody else to have enough people. I know, I was there, so and then they've developed into, now it became many years ago a target for people who said, I want to go there and work and I want to live there. We just, we understand the importance of keeping everybody up to speed, and to the degree that we can, and at any given time, we will be doing that. We'll keep talking to you, let you know what's going on.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice to have a little encouragement, a little
It is.
optimism.
It is.
So it's
It's
cool.
really great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
So it's good to see you all again.
Yep, you too.
I'll be back.
All right.
Thanks, Ross.
We look forward to it, thank you.
Don't leave your hat if you brought one. Buddy, sometimes people do. Okay. Homeland Security 2025 plan updates. Everybody's got a blank stare on their face.
Did we not sign them last time, is that the deal?
There's no place to sign them. You guys looked at them, said that they needed to make changes. Said he was gonna make the changes. I forgot it.
Okay, right, Mr. Chairman, that really has that, we just put back on the agenda. But I would like to acknowledge that the website has been updated, so I appreciate that. You can find out where shelters are, you can find out a few other things, and I appreciate it completely, and that is another resource for this county. So I would like to commend him for doing that.
Thank you. So, just had a total business. Okay. Works for me. Lunch recess.
It's really scary that we're so close.
I know.
Something's gonna go awry.
Remember what happened last time? Somebody said something positive there.
Train derailed last time.
It's because Nate said it.
Next thing I knew, we were an hour behind.